Welcome. This week, we're going to be talking about the 1954 film Rear Window. I'm Michelle Hickey, the director of Film and Paper Club. We are a community of creatives who love watching movies, television, reading books, eating snacks, and discussing all of it. On this channel, we share new movie discussions every Friday, plus peeks into some of our community events. Please subscribe and hit that thumbs up button so you won't miss out on any of the new content that we share. It seems silly to have to give a spoiler warning for a movie that came out so long ago, but I am going to be talking about things that happen in the movie Rear Window, so if you don't want to be spoiled, pause this and go watch the movie first. I'm going to try really hard not to be biased here, but Rear Window is one of my favorite movies, and when it comes to Hitchcock movies, it probably is in the top 2 of my favorites. Truthfully, I wanted to dedicate the entire month to Hitchcock alone, but I resisted somewhat. We have a few more extra pieces of Hitchcock-related content coming out in the next week. So if you're looking for more Hitchcock-related goodness, head over to the Film and Paper Club blog and search for Hitchcock. And lastly, before we jump into our discussion, if you are a fellow Hitchcock fan, drop a line in the comments and let me know which movie is your favorite. As a master of suspense, Hitchcock does a very good job at surprising his audience, but I think that he would be very surprised to learn how well this movie, Rear Window, has held up. I think that it may actually be more relevant today than it was in 1954, because if I were to describe the premise of this movie, I think it sounds like something else. There's this guy who's sitting at home. He's looking out into these little squares all day. He's catching little snippets of conversations. He's seeing bits and pieces of what goes on in someone's life during the day, and he's drawing conclusions about their lives without having the full picture. Yes, this is what we all do all day, every day, except in 2021, we can take it on the go. At the beginning of the film, Stella the nurse makes a comment about how we have all become one race of peeping Toms. And I think that everyone would be in agreement with that. We love stories about secrets. We love getting peeks into things that we know we're not supposed to be seeing. Things like reading pages from diaries, reading notes from people, reading emails or text messages. I'm definitely one of those people who, when I go out to dinner, I am overhearing conversations that are going on around me and getting invested into their conversations when I'm supposed to be having my own. So anytime we have an opportunity to tell a story that hits at one of these human elements at a very deep level, we're going to create a home run. In the rewatch that I did to prepare for this discussion, something new popped out to me. Grace Kelly, who plays Lisa Fremont in this film, is so over the top perfect. I mean, I love Grace Kelly. She's my favorite Hitchcock girl. I've always had wonderful things to say about her, but I think having the contrast of this guy who is currently injured and needs someone to take care of him, and I had even read somewhere that there was already an age gap between Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly, but they wanted this character of Jeff, Jimmy Stewart's character, to look even older than he was. And I have a feeling that Hitchcock really wanted to make it apparent that this woman is the perfect woman. She's showing up in these gorgeous outfits. I mean, she's stunningly, just naturally beautiful. She's bringing him lobster and champagne takeout. She's getting invested in his stories. She's listening to what he has to say, and he is not returning that attention to her. It's not just that he's not returning that attention to her. He's in certain scenes straight up ignoring her. He's so preoccupied with what's going on outside of his window, that the grass is always greener concept, that he can't appreciate this beautiful, wonderful person who's standing right in front of him.
Well,
What is it you're looking for?
I just want to find out what's the matter with the salesman wife, that's all. Does that make me sound like a madman?
I wanted to keep this conversation very much focused on this concept of human behavior and how this story that was told in 1954 is still so relevant today. But I cannot let this video end without mentioning the production and the creativity behind what Alfred Hitchcock did with this movie. As creatives, we are always being told, think outside the box. That's how you're going to come up with the greatest solutions. But for this film, Hitchcock literally put himself inside of a box. This entire story is told from one vantage point. The whole movie is shot on one soundstage. And it is so fascinating to me that with giving himself limitations, that Hitchcock was able to create this masterpiece. And when you think about it, some of the best creative solutions that we come up with happen when we have limitations. One of the examples that came to mind for me was the TV show Chopped, in which guest chefs are given a basket of ingredients, of 4 or 5 ingredients that don't necessarily go together, and then they have to make a dish using all of those ingredients. To me, Chopped is a show about creativity much more than it is about food. It doesn't really matter what the ingredients are, because a true artist can take the materials that they're given and create something magical. The most essential ingredient is your brain, is your creativity. If you're up for doing a creative exercise related to Rear Window, here's what I have for you today. First, put your phone away. Set a timer for somewhere between 15 to 30 minutes and park yourself in a stationary position that you will not move from for the duration of this exercise. I'm essentially asking you to be Jeff here. Sit in front of a window, in a park, in a coffee shop, take out a notebook and observe what you see around you. You can write notes or stories or draw pictures or sketches about what is happening around you. Let yourself be curious. Let yourself jump to conclusions. See what you notice, and if you have any breakthroughs during this exercise, please come back to this video and share it with us in the comments. If you're someone who loves conversations like this, I would be delighted to welcome you into Film and Paper Club. Inside our members area, we have film guides, food and drink pairing guides, creative prompts, plus a community of like-minded, smart, creative people who love talking about movies, television, books, and of course, snacks. Head over to members.filmandpaperclub.com for all of your membership options. Before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so that you won't miss out on our next video. We're going to be concluding our month of mystery and suspense films with the 2019 film Knives Out. It's going to be a lot of fun and you're not going to want to miss it. I'll see you then.
And scene.